I remember there was a time it was trending, especially in this part of the world, that AI would take over people's job.
Mm-hmm.
People were scared at the time, especially businesses that have grown for a long time. How they look at it, that we've been doing this thing without this and we've been earning enough. But some of their staff are like oldies. They've been there for a while. So it may be getting too hard for them to embrace it because they think if tech comes in now, they will take over my job. So what can you say about that? About tech taking over people's jobs?
This is very interesting. AI can never take over anybody's job. It is the people who use AI
that
will take over your job.
If you don't use AI.
AI is a tool.
Okay.
Programmed by somebody.
Okay.
The usage of AI has to be by humans. It is a human who knows how to use that AI tool that will take over your job. One person just comes on board, felt like, okay, what is going on here? We need to bring in technology on this business. Boom. And they bring the technology in. If you are not adopting it, leave. If I want to use AI, I need to know my business enough to control the AI. AI is solving processes.
Oh.
There's a process to doing every business.
Yes.
So it means that the AI doesn't know the business, doesn't know the process. It takes somebody who knows the business and the process
control the AI
to let the AI know what to do.
Okay.
Once you get that into the AI, then the AI will do what you cannot do, which is get it out faster
than you will.
Than you can.
Yes.
But when the AI also is going astray, you can bring it back.
Oh God, this is where I want you to.
I know how to use it. This, and do it. Let's see, and it does a sample. Wow, boom, come in, and they have 5 people who is just in the business wasting time. Because the one with the AI skills can resign tomorrow also. The AI still remains. It's a tool.
Yes, that's already been imported in the business. Yeah. Now
so when somebody else comes in, who knows how to use it, will continue.
Just continue from where it's.
So who's using the job?
People need to work on their mindsets and see that AI has come to stay and to help us to be more efficient in what we are doing.
Let me tell you what we call it in Microsoft.
We
call it co-pilot.
Co-pilot.
When you have a plane, you have 2 pilots.
Yes.
The main pilot, the captain, and then the assistant.
So that when you hire someone, takes over.
So that's what we call it in Microsoft. We call it co-pilot, which means that the idea is there to help you.
Hi, wonderful people. Welcome to Business Beyond Borders, the podcast where we explore the untapped potential of global businesses, where the world is your marketplace. My name is Dami, and I am your host. Today, we'll be discussing a very interesting topic. In the fast-evolving world that we live in today, technology has played a crucial role in shaping our lives, our businesses, and even the society. The way everybody is jumping on the trends technology needs to be duly observed. You see people moving from what they used to do and moving into becoming a tech bro or a Texas. And you know what? The professionals in the industries are not even making it easy for anybody. This seems like the most trending and the most lucrative job you can do right now. At the point it got to me, I was also thinking, should I be a software developer or an engineer or even a UI UX developer? But then I told myself, Dami, be true to yourself. You are made to talk. And that is why I decided to bring to us today an expert in the industry. He's a Microsoft MVP in business application. He's a technology trainer, consultant, and even solution architect. He has vast experience in all forms of technology. His main interest is to bring digital transformation to all sector. When I add all sector, I'm like, Uncle, calm down. What's happening? All sector? You're not even choosing one place to stay in. But then that is to tell you how vast it is, for you to tell you that it can give you anything you want. So I want you to join me today as we welcome Ayotunde Ayoola, our guest on the show today. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
So, I was really surprised when I saw you in native because, the normal dress code of a tech bro is a polo, a jean, and original sneakers. When they wear Nike, they wear original. When they wear Adidas, it's original. Because you people are earning in dollars. Can you help my life, please?
We're all being helped.
But then it's really cool seeing you in another, dress code, very native. I love it. Thank you for gracing our podcast today.
Thank you so much.
So
for
let me
having me.
start by asking you this question. Are you part of the people that are oppressing someone like me? Did you move from the discipline you studied in school to tech? Let's have a background story.
Yes. So my educational background sort of differs from what I do today.
Okay.
So I think my first degree I did agricultural engineering. And
See you, Greek to tech. This is just oppression.
Exactly.
Okay.
And moved on to mechanical engineering. Did masters in mechanical engineering.
Even masters.
So I went that far.
So what led to tech?
For me, it has always been technology. So and I think that we have a very sort of narrow mindset that technology is all about the coding. Yeah. So the initial orientation for me was to do what we call mechatronics.
Okay.
So it's more like bringing the technology with the mechanical engineering together and all of that. And I've been doing tech stuff for years, but it started more like an hobby for me.
Okay.
You understand? It was more like an hobby. I had brothers who were in tech, who did computer science in school.
Okay.
So I just learned those things way back 2008, 9, 10 as an hobby. And I was really interested in engineering.
Okay.
You understand and all of that. But yeah, there was a switch at some point.
Will you say the engineering kind of help you in what you are doing today?
Yes, literally. Because the background of everything, both engineering and tech, is majorly mathematics and all of that. So yeah, so that makes it more easier. So the landing was smooth.
Okay. Yeah. I why I'm laughing is because I remember there was a time that if you are being told or you tell someone that you're studying computer science, people look at you like, what's this so study? Something like I can just go to cafe and go and learn.
Exactly.
Can you tell us how everything changed from that boy that can just go to one cafe and learn 3 months to something that everybody's ready to pay for?
We're all very interested in browsing.
Yes.
You pay for 30 minutes.
I did that.
Right.
In the night is cheaper.
Exactly. In the night is cheaper and all of that. Just to browse.
Yes.
Then, you understand. And then our major site was Yahoo. You understand. And so the change is, the world is changing.
Okay.
And the world needs to move as fast as possible. And then there has to be something that will drive that movement.
Okay.
So technology is not new. It's been around, right? But in terms of the acceptance and the adoption and the popularity, the advent of social media then brought about the popularity of technology.
Okay.
So when I say technology now, social media is part of it. However, if you look at the early days of computers, people using computers, the early days of cars, your radio set in cars, moving from radio set to the Android set in cars. Yeah. So technology has been there. But the acceptance is not a global acceptance until social media came.
Okay.
And then people that start seeing technology at different instances and all of that. And then it now moves into businesses, companies now seeing the realities of why this is needed and all of that.
They have to embrace
they've been around for a while.
Okay.
By the time we go further, we'll probably look into some of them.
Don't worry, I came prepared for you. If I show you the list of what is in my brain, but then I know you're capable. So let's start with this quote that says that business before and after tech. What can you say about it?
Yeah. So the traditional way of doing business, like I said to people, companies have been making billions before technology.
Okay.
Yeah. So people have made good money before probably imbibing technology and all that. For example, like you were reading the profile earlier, and I was talking about bringing digital transformation to
every sector.
So if you bring it down to this part of the world,
okay,
the African sector, right, you would see that we have a lot of digital aliens. There are not many digital natives because a lot of people don't. You have companies that are there for 35 years, 40 years, and they still like pull out papers around in their organizations, but they're grossing billions. You understand? They have hundreds and thousands of marketers who are still traditional, who go on the field to meet people one-on-one.
And they still fill in forms.
Do you understand? And they get good businesses and they make billions of naira.
Yes.
And all of that, even dollars, right? Now, if you look at it, that's the way they do the business, right? So the more like go to people. So that's before technology.
Okay.
And then you would also understand that in terms of, turnovers, right? It takes time. You understand? It takes time. So when you see business that says, I've been there for 30 years, it took us 30 years to do this. It took us 8 years, 10 years to break even. Compared to now, businesses are starting last year. And they are breaking even this year. You look at Nigeria now, the fintechs, none of the fintechs in the country, maybe a couple of them, is 15 years old.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Most of them are new, actually.
Exactly. And they are grossing already billions.
Yes.
So how did it happen? So that's the difference. So the difference is technology helps you bring the business to people faster.
So it comes with speed.
Do you understand? So it gives speed to people faster, so they're able to understand the business and then take in the business. So different industries like that. The industries that you probably see that are still probably a bit archaic, check it. That technology in acceptance is not as wide as the ones that have accepted it.
Okay. So there's a big difference between industries that have embraced technology and those that are just adopting it one after the other. Okay. Before we go for that, I noticed that you said something about your profile, and I want you to say something to the audience about it. What is Microsoft MVP, and how did you get it?
Oh, okay. So being a Microsoft MVP, that's Microsoft Valuable Professional.
Most valuable professional.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you write exam for it? Something?
A couple of things, yeah.
Come by.
So to become a Microsoft MVP, there are a couple of things that Microsoft wants to see you do. And it's across different technology, handlers like that. Google, AWS, and the likes like that. They all have their different, awards like that to people who sort of, serve as an ambassador for what they have.
Okay.
So, for example, in Microsoft, to be an MVP, Microsoft wants to track you in terms of how are you giving back to the community? Are you giving that? Are you giving back to people from what you know? So
you're not selfish with your knowledge.
So I say I'm a Microsoft expert, right?
Okay.
I have skill set with Microsoft technologies.
Okay.
Who are the people benefiting from that? Not only from money perspective. It's not about me implementing and collecting money. Are you doing seminars?
You do free seminars with people for you to have
I have YouTube channels where I release content. We organize like monthly shows. We do like events.
Okay.
And all of
free for people. So Microsoft will check all of that and then decide to award you with MVP.
So if you do that, so they'll pick that. They will then look at your skill set also in terms of solutions you have deployed and all of that.
Okay.
So, but on the high side is more of the community service.
Oh wow, that's good because I don't know. I know human being can be very selfish. Yeah. So I think that's a great one, like giving back to the community and things like that. So you've given enough, and they just felt like, Ayotunde, you deserve an MVP.
Exactly. Wow. So the idea for it is just so that you can now have access to some things within Microsoft.
Oh, so the MVP give you like an access
to something. For example, my LinkedIn profile is premium. I don't pay for it.
Wow.
Exactly. So something like that.
Can you place your hand on my head? Let me receive this grace.
So something like that. So the idea is those things they give you also so that it can help you even do better.
That is so interesting. I know how many times LinkedIn have sent a notification to me. Upgrade to premium. When I check the rate, I run back. Hey, see free premium. Okay, no problem. So let's go back to the topic. I just want people to know like the terminologies and how you come by it. So let me ask this question. What can you say about the advantages that technology has given to business and the disadvantages, if there's any? And if there's any disadvantages, how can business mitigate it? I just want to combine everything.
Okay, so let's start from the good side of things, right? In terms of like I said, right, I am interested in any sector because there's no sector limitation,
Okay.
right? Technology itself, right, is an enabler for businesses.
All right.
Like I said to people, for you to use technology, you need to know your business,
Okay.
right? Knowing your business will let you understand what exactly do we need to make this business better.
Okay.
So, for example, you have businesses that let's pick industries like maybe financial industry, banks,
Okay.
for example, right? You have banks. Banks are dealing with people's data, and then in terms of funds, in terms of personal data, to be able to definitely that's what they collect to be able to manage your funds. And definitely, if I have my funds with you, I would have issues at some point.
Yes.
Then I need you to resolve those issues for me, irrespective of where I am in the world. Something like that. That's number one. I have my funds. I want to do business. I need to be able to move my funds around. Now, if you look at that, in those traditional days,
Yes.
you need, if you are in the United States and your money is in Nigeria, you need to travel back
You need to be physically present
to come and transact.
Yes.
Right. But today you can be there and still transact. Right. So if you look at it really, what technology has done, like I said earlier, apart from bringing the business to people, also helps the people themselves, right, the customers of businesses, to be able to then engage transactions
Okay.
that the business does in a very seamless way.
Okay.
You understand? So rather than having to, let's pick Royal, for example, what you guys do. So
Okay.
in terms of having to come physically to your office now and say, I want to do this business, I need to pay for this, I need to pay for that. Go to our platform on there.
It's awesome.
In 2 minutes, you're done transacting, right? You can do multiple transactions on that platform because it's a platform.
Yes.
Right. So what we've done is that platform has taken up the physical interactions, right? In this case. So if you look at that, that's the core of technology.
Okay.
Just enabling businesses to be able to do things on both sides, business and their customers. Just bring them together and make that operation happen seamlessly.
So there's no location limitation. You can be anywhere in the world and you're transacting.
Exactly. Now, disadvantage most times comes from lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge of the business or of technology.
Of technology most times. So people fight against what they don't know.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So people fight against what. See, one of the strongest issues in technology is adoption.
Okay.
And that's because of lack of knowledge, right? And that's why you see that for us in that space, side by side with implementation or bringing technology is training.
Okay.
You understand? It's training and hand holding, really.
Okay.
Because, for example, when you say I'm proposing you to use this, the business person is asking you why. Do you understand? Why should I use this? Or use this, but we need this data from you. They're scared.
Don't want
Why should I give you my data? Now, that means that there's a knowledge gap of security and that person needs to be brought into.
Yes.
It's different from I'm implementing something for you.
Okay.
For example, I'm implementing a system that can help you easily move funds.
Okay.
Definitely you will be scared because it's money.
Yes.
You want to be sure that your money is safe. It means that apart from teaching you about money movement, how tech could help it, I also have to teach you about how it is being secured.
Yeah. How did it?
Do you understand? So when that knowledge comes, it gives me a sort of peace of mind to go. If not, people that's a major disadvantage. That's why many organizations, like I said earlier, are grossing good money, but are not having technology and then when you now see eventually I've had experiences with businesses now say that their competitors are doing fine more than they are. For example, there's an industry, the insurance industry. I did a couple of work in the insurance industry and I saw a particular insurance firm that is not popular in terms of name.
Okay.
But when I saw declaration for the year, they were top. More than the big names
that we know.
Then I had to go check why. I noticed that they have a very standardized technology system in terms of how they sell, how they settle claims. Perfect.
Okay.
So in that sense, it meant that their customers could do 5 times business as fast than the ones that would have to have physical engagement.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Education just comes in play and then people adopt. If not, they'll fight it.
Okay.
No matter what you bring on board.
Okay. Now I understand you that our businesses are perishing because of lack of knowledge of technology.
Exactly.
It's good to be a Christian, though. I think I get that in the Bible. But then, from what you said, I noticed that you're trying to explain that quite a number of businesses are moving into technology now, so that they can be better off what they are. But then, I want you to look at something, even about the lack of information. I remember there was a time it was trending, especially in this part of the world, that AI would take over people's job. That there's now robotic and also that it will come over, you won't need this, you won't need that again. People were scared at the time. And to some extent, they were able to send out some stuff to people to know that, okay, don't be too scared, embrace this. Don't you think that has affected the way, especially businesses that have grown for a long time, how they look at it, that we've been doing this thing without this and we've been earning enough. And now that some of their staff are like oldies, they've been there for a while. So it may be getting too hard for them to embrace it because they think if tech comes in now, they will take over my job. So what can you say about that? About tech taking over people's jobs?
This is very interesting. So, like I say, when we talk about AI can never take over anybody's job. It is the people who use AI
Okay.
that will take over your job.
If you don't use AI.
So, AI is a tool.
Okay.
And programmed by somebody.
Okay.
The usage of AI has to be by humans. So, which means that it is a human who knows how to use that AI tool that will take over your job.
Okay.
So, you give an example, right? Somebody has been on the job for 30 years. Right. That's good. It's very solid. This person is experienced. Maybe has been an investment banker for, I don't know.
As long as that.
Bank and finance.
It's so funny though.
He has been an investment banker for 30 years. So very solid experience and all of that. It only takes one person to take over that business who has technology mindset for everybody to lose their job.
Oh.
Yeah. It only takes over one person just comes on board, felt like, okay, what is going on here? We need to bring in technology on this business. Boom. And they bring the technology in. If you're not adopting it, leave. It's as simple as that. And the thing is, you will now see that the approach is, I need to understand. I say something. Number one, you need to understand your business.
Okay.
If I want to use AI, I need to know my business enough to control the AI.
Okay.
So let me explain this to you. We have AI that helps you write. We have AI that helps you maybe compose messages. We have generative AI. We have conversational AI.
Okay.
AI that can help you respond to a customer, an irate customer, an happy customer.
Okay.
If I'm not a skilled customer service personnel and I need my AI to do, and I need to create and build a conversation on my AI, how do I do that? I need to understand if a customer is hungry, the tone. I can deduct the tone. I know my response to that. So when I'm creating my AI model for that response, I know what to tell the AI.
Okay.
Do this and this. If I don't know anything about it and I just tell the AI, please kindly help me respond to this customer, AI will respond generically. Can even probably spoil things more for you.
Make it worse, yes.
Do you understand? So it means that for me to get the best out of an AI, because AI is solving processes.
Oh.
There's a process to doing every business.
Yes.
So it means that the AI doesn't know the business, doesn't know the process. It takes somebody who knows the business and the process
control the AI
to let the AI know what to do.
Okay.
Once you get that into the AI, then the AI will do what you cannot do, which is get it out faster
than you
can.
Yes.
But when the AI also is going astray, you can bring it back.
Oh God, this is where I want you to be.
Do you understand? So when I say that, so when somebody comes to an organization and he says, I know how to use this, and do it, let's see, and it does a sample. Wow, boom, come in, and they have 5 people who is just in the business wasting time.
Yeah, it's a
business
cost. The one with
because the one with the AI skills can resign tomorrow also. The AI still remains. It's a tool.
Yes, that's already been imported in the business.
Yeah.
Now I
So
can
when somebody else comes in, who knows how to use it, to continue?
just continue from where it's
So who's losing the job?
those that did not embrace
Exactly.
it. I really love how you answered the question. It reminded me of a time that, to be sincere with you, there was a time I don't like to use Chat GPT. There was a time I find it hard, to use
it.
not because I don't know how to navigate it. It's just a thing of the mind. I just feel like I want AI to help me do something I would have done myself. At the point I was telling myself that I won't be utilizing my brain as I ought to, then I have a conversation with someone just like I'm having one with you, and it changed my orientation to the extent that now things that I could have been, racking my brain for like an hour trying to. There was time I want to fill a form, and I was told to write something that is not less than 200 words. And if I'd written it myself, I know I love to talk. I write over 200 words. But as I told AI, this is what you should do, it just gave me exactly 198 words. I was like, wow, I just copy and paste. And I move on doing other things that I needed to do. So I just feel like people need to work on their mindsets and see that AI has come to stay and to help us to be more efficient in what we are doing.
Let me tell you what we call it in Microsoft.
Oh, let me hear
we call it co-pilot.
Co-pilot.
When you have a plane, you have two pilots.
Yes.
The main pilot, the captain, and then the assistant.
So that when you hired someone takes over.
So that's what we call it in Microsoft. We call it co-pilot, which means that the idea is there to help you. It's not there to take over, just to help you. So you understand, I respond to emails, and I saw an email, very, very dangerous email. I copy the email, ask the AI, how can I rephrase these words? And it tells me rephrase it this way. Copy it back. Send.
And it makes you look smarter. Wow. I just feel everybody should learn from what our experts is saying. Try to work on your mindsets, embrace this thing. It will help. You will have time to do every other thing that you would have wasted time on thinking on what AI could have helped you with. So let's go into e-commerce. I'm sure that it was technology that brought e-commerce to us. Everybody is doing business where you have to walk in, but now just go online. You see this one markets, this one e-commerce, this one. Like, what do you think? What role do you think that e-commerce has played in the future of business operation and customer experience?
So e-commerce is an industry on its own. You understand? And buying and selling has been around for ages.
Yes.
Do you understand? And just like we were saying in our conversation so far, is that before now, right, if I go to a market to buy stuff, right, I'm there physically by myself, and I'm ordering what I want to buy. As many as it is, I get probably a truck to pick what I'm buying.
Going through the stress,
and I'm with the truck driver, follow the truck driver to the location where they are, dropping the goods and all of that. That's the standard way of buying. Good. Now, technology says, let's take that out. What are the elements in e-commerce? The element of looking for what you want to buy, picking what you want to buy, paying for what you want to buy, and getting what you want to buy, what you order delivered to your doorstep, wherever you are, right? So that 4 items process. Remember I said
yes,
that's a process of e-commerce. So that process is brought into technology.
Okay.
So instead of leaving your house
to go
to the market, the market is with you.
Inside your
house. Understand? So you are on the market, you can see what you want to buy, you can read about what you want to buy and all of that. Some e-commerce are even very nice. They give you flexibility. If it gets to you don't like,
you can return after some particular days.
So you pick what you want to buy in your cart, then you process. So fintech comes in, another form of tech comes in to say, okay, make your payment. Payment goes in, and then the point of reconciliation between the fintech and the e-commerce is already something that tech has catered for again. We receive the money, we settle to the e-commerce platform, everybody's good. Then another leg comes in, logistics. Different industry entirely. Do you understand?
Everybody's just benefiting from
Do you understand? So logistics comes in to say, okay, now you have something you've purchased. We need to, where's the address?
Let's pick it up and deliver.
We're sending it to you. So logistics comes in, picks it up, get the address.
And deliver.
You understand? Even though there's a physical movement, but that's like the only physical movement
thing that is happening.
Do you understand? And all of that. So you see that technology has collapsed about 4 industries
Together.
in one system.
Mm.
4 industries who have different processes. Because in enterprise resource planning, there's something we call the process of ordering, pick and pack.
Mhm.
You understand? So you order, you confirm your order, you pick and pack the order, which is what you call shipment, right? And then you invoice, make payments. Normally, when you invoice, you get to the order, please to
Yes.
collect your money and all of
Yes.
that, right? So you have that entire, enterprise structure in one system.
Oh.
So if you look at it, really, technology is all about collapsing processes into a single space.
Okay.
That's what it's all about. Any angle, whether you go from productivity, communications, whether you go from it's just bringing everybody to one stop shop.
Together, just
And that's what
compress it.
e-commerce has done, right?
Yes.
In its sense, everybody can have a stop shop to buy and sell, even down to the social chat platforms, your
Yes.
WhatsApp. They are bringing e-commerce even on
Even
their
down
system.
to it.
Do you
Yes.
understand? Because people are now doing business very largely on those platforms. So
Yes.
how can we also help them to advertise what they sell and then find a way to also make them? Do you understand? Even though
Yes,
transaction
yes.
in terms of money is physical, at least you can still see the materials easily.
It's one by.
Do you understand? So that's the context here
Okay.
of bringing everybody to one stop shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate what you said, because if there's anything I have enjoyed so well is e-commerce. I hate stress. I love to live a soft life. I don't like going to, if there's any market that scares me, is a co-market. I don't want to go to that place. So I would rather just go online, place order, pay. There are even platforms that give you an opportunity of after it has been delivered, that is when you pay.
Yeah.
All of these things make life easier. Saturdays that she used to rest at home, I'm not using it to walk around the market looking for what to buy. So thank you very much for the way you really made us understand the processes in all of this thing. But can you tell us the key technologies that business can leverage on to do better? Because I know there are some businesses that want to embrace technologies, but they don't even know they want to make use of. They don't know those ones that are important and those that they can still do without. Can you just give us some of it?
So let's. It's a very open-ended question because industries are endless.
Yes.
there
We
are
have diverse
there are different industries that we have. So instead of picking up industries, we just pick it in terms of what industries we do. Number one of the things industries will do is, every industry wants to be productive.
Okay.
And productivity starts from the point of what kind of workplace do you have, or what kind of workplace experience do you have. So number one, how do we deal with communication? How do we deal with collaboration within the business, right? So I'm sure you probably heard people, talk about the fact that even if you're a small, medium business, an SME, an MSME, you should at least have some sort of corporate mails, corporate something, so that people can understand that you have a standard business that you run and all of that. That all of those falls under what we term productivity.
Okay.
So you need your business productive. How? So if you need your business productive, it means that you need to have systems that helps you in terms of communication within and without.
Okay.
So communications between you and your customers. How do you communicate with them? Right? Are you using a commercial mailing platform, for example, where you have every communication coming into? Is that okay? Is that secure? No. Right? How do you communicate within your business? Within your business, you probably have inventory items. Where do you store them? You understand? Are you using the free? I know people like free things, especially in this part of the world.
Yes.
Understand? We like to use free things. It's easier for us to go and easily just use the free things that are out there. But when you look at the fact that if you are interested in scaling, right, you also must scaling equals security.
Okay.
And scaling equals, because if you want to scale, you must be able to also understand that you need to have some sort of structure for your business. So first, as in the basic thing every business needs is a productivity tool.
Okay.
You understand? Like that can handle mails, that can handle communication, that can handle storage.
Can you give us sample of
So we have a couple of them out there. I'm an ambassador of Microsoft, right? So Microsoft has Microsoft 365 that caters for things like that. You have Google, right? Google have Google Workspace. You have Zoho, there's Zoho Workspace.
Okay.
So there are different workspaces like that. Because within those, suite of applications, you have things that can help you do emails.
Yes.
You have things that can help you do chat and calls.
Mm-hmm.
You have storage points where you can store information. In Microsoft, you have OneDrive to store. In Google, you have Google Drive to store. So things like that. I know when I say Google now, people use free. There's Google Workspace paid for businesses. So if you want to really do the right thing as a business, you need
you should go for the paid one and not the free for
exactly
everybody.
Well secured ones. And so that's like a productivity background every business should have.
Okay.
And they're very cheap for most of these platforms to leverage on. Then if you now move away from productivity, you now move to say customer experience.
That is important.
Exactly. So when you move to customer experience, then it means that how do you deal with your customer? I've worked with businesses where I was talking to a business recently, and one of the people in the business, experienced man, been in the industry for 25 years, brought out a notepad. And in that notepad, he had thousands of names. And I asked him, what is this? These are all the customers he has from different companies he has worked with. What?
Like, are you talking about like a normal book?
Yes.
Not the notes. No. Because when you said notepad,
I'm talking hard copy.
I'm thinking like hard copy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where the right name, first name Ayotunde Ayoola, phone number is this. Yeah, address is this. And he knows everybody.
Wow.
You will write it there, the kind of business he has done with them. This one.
What if something happened to the book? Fire, water.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Wow.
Do you understand? Now look at it. That's a database.
Yes, now.
In an hard copy. Do you understand now? So if you look at that, if that, like you said, if that book is gone, it's gone.
That's the end.
Yeah, it's gone. So except the man has very smart brain that can have all of those information. So if you look at it now, customer experience. How do you manage customer data? How do you keep customer data continuous?
Okay.
Because you need to have a sort of continuum process for customer interactions.
Yes.
So you see now today, there are tools that can help you do that.
Okay.
Number one, help you have customer data stored, right? That's the customer you're doing business with or the one you're trying to prospect, right? You have their data stored. You can easily track conversations, communications with that customer.
Okay.
And it helps business for continuity.
Okay.
Because if a staff leaves,
someone else can.
The example I'm giving to you now, the man leaves a company to another company. It still is not
the end of.
So what happens to the business he just left? Do you understand?
No longer exactly.
But if you have a system, even if a staff leaves, what you're only doing is you are removing the staff credentials. You bring in another staff credentials who continues with the same information to engage your customer. So you see systems called customer engagement systems, CRM systems out there.
Okay.
Same thing goes to finance. How do you manage finance?
Okay.
You understand? You used to do the hard copy books. Debit, credit.
Balance.
You understand? Balance. You understand? You do all of those things, right? There are systems today that helps you to manage that. Do all of the deductions, all of the settlements, and all of that. So, like I said, right, it boils down to the business in question here.
Okay.
What does the business do? What kind of business do they do? What are the things that is critical to their business?
Okay.
Then we can now see technology comes after a niche is defined.
Okay.
You understand? How you don't say, you don't come to people, and that's one of the things I do as a consultant, right? You don't go to businesses and say, because I have this skill set, you must use this solution.
Okay.
It's wrong.
So you need to know what they do so that you know what they need.
Exactly. What do you do? What are the issues? What are the challenges?
Okay.
What can help your business do better?
So you're not.
Then I tell you, this is and it's the same thing with learning. Anybody that comes to say, I want to learn technology, I ask them, what are you seeing? What problem are you seeing that you really want to solve? Because most times people also want to learn, right? And then they go out there and say, front-end development is what is really now.
Yes,
let me learn.
I'm just looking at the juicy part of it.
And then they start to learn. It gets to a point where they're tired. Why are they tired? They're tired because there was never a driving.
There wasn't a passion for it.
But imagine I just saw that this is the problem in my area. This is the problem in my community. This is the problem in my workspace. I have a friend who used to work in a bank as a cashier.
Okay.
She came to me and she was like, she wants to learn tech. And I asked her, where do you work? I work in a bank. Cashier, what are the issues you are seeing? Tell me. And she labeled some issues she saw as to people, they don't have record of people data, people coming, transactions, issues, and all of that. And she said she would like to have that data structure where they can see that. That's fantastic. If that's the problem, I can tell you what to learn.
Okay.
Go and learn data analytics.
Yes.
And then while she was learning,
instead of coding,
while she was learning data analytics, she was still working in the bank. And then when she was going to do a tryout, testing and all of that, use your data in the bank.
Just to run
Meet
it.
your boss.
Mm.
Tell them you want to like just get not high, just basic data of maybe counts people coming in. And she did. 1 year after, she's out of being a cashier. She has moved to the IT department of the bank as a data analyst.
She upgraded.
You understand? It's as simple as that. So there has to be a problem defined to know the technology to use.
So there must be something that is pushing you to become a tech, not just there's money there, they are earning in dollars.
Both ways, as a business to adopt, as an individual to learn.
Okay. I really love that. But I want to take you back a little bit to where we talk about disadvantages. And you said disadvantages is basically the lack of knowledge. Now let's say something about data security and privacy. I know that big companies may have more understanding of it, and I'm a person that is so particular about entrepreneurs. Nigeria is not really smiling, so most of us are taught to pre-order. We just buy this, we buy that, and sell. So for an entrepreneur that wants to like bring on board tech, how can I balance technology and data security and privacy of my customer? Like just give us something to look out for as a startup, basically.
All right. So, like I said earlier, right, I talked about productivity tools, right? So, when you use open source systems, so when I say open source, I mean free, available to the public. So, imagine I'm storing my customer data, say, on my WhatsApp. Maybe I can just type it into my WhatsApp and I'll just send it to myself. I'm sure people do that a lot. Yeah, that's not secure. Do you understand? Yeah, it's not secured, right? Because there could be access to your WhatsApp. People are complaining about their Facebook being accessed, their WhatsApp being accessed, things like that. So imagine somebody access your WhatsApp and then boom, they see people's contacts, phone numbers. Those are not secure platforms, right? So, like I said, so imagine you as a small business, you've invested in as low as 5,000 or 6,000, maybe because of our economy is somehow 6,000, 7. I tell people, right? Do you spend 7,000 every month on recharge card, on airtime? I'm sure you do. If you probably look at it, I'm sure you have 7,000 that you spend on something that is not profitable to you.
If not recharge card, data.
Yeah.
The way they are even consuming our data.
Exactly. So everybody has that 7,000 they spend on something that is not really productive to them,
especially to their business.
Exactly. But you can spend the same 7,000 and get access to have a secured platform like a Microsoft 365 Basic.
So you were saying that it is as cheap as 7,000 naira.
I'm saying that's as cheap as
that. Okay.
Monthly.
I'm happy that you are here to tell us that. Just 7,000. Yeah, you can get a secure platform.
Anybody watching can go online and do Microsoft 365 Business Basic. It's $6 per month.
Wow. So you just pay that every month.
So with that, you have access to have emails, communications. Then you have a storage platform.
Just from 7,000.
Secured now. So that means you can put customer data there. You know that now it's secured because you have a cloud platform like Microsoft securing it. You can even create maybe secondary level security for those things. And then it's your customer data. And they are somewhere and then they are secured. So those are like things that businesses should bring on board. Do you understand? Because most times we live in a situation where we just look at it like, no, it's too expensive. I can't do that.
Essentially, I'm hearing it for the first time that you can pay as low as 7,000 monthly. Most of us, is you these tech people. The way you are living your life with your dollar in my head. Thank God that you said $6. I'm expecting you to not say anything that have to do with dollar. But then $6, just like you said, it's just 7,000 naira.
I have to say it in naira.
But most time we always think maybe it's in thousands of dollars. How much is my capital say?
So imagine somebody who works with an organization and him they 150,000 naira monthly and has a side business and decides to spend
just 7,000.
So I have a couple of people that I do business class for, and they sell. One of them was telling me recently she sells normal this WhatsApp selling of skincare and all of that, and she was going to do an email to our customers. and then she did the email, and they saw her name. Imagine, so they saw hire at the business.com.
Okay.
And one of the customer noticed that, and then reached out to her and like, how you are just selling online.
Yes, that would be
How
so
did you-
beautiful.
How did you have this sort of
Like a
corporate-
proper, yes, like a
corporate instant and all of that? And she said, and she replied and said, she honors her customer. And that was very
That is
tick for the person.
good customer retention
That was
and
very good
loyalty.
for the woman
Wow.
and all of that. So you can imagine that that's for her, that's just like a less than a 10% of her salary where she works.
Yes.
You understand? Investing it into her business just to make the business do fine and all of that. So those are like little things that SMEs, MSMEs can
You
invest.
can just so to everyone, especially I know people, one thing that has happened now that at a point I don't enjoy it, but now I've just seen it as a part of life. You go to before when you go to WhatsApp status, what you see is meme, someone uploading a music, and you are just now going to WhatsApp status is to go and see business. Somebody selling shoes, somebody selling bag. So now our expert is telling you as cheap as 7,000, you can have like a corporate setting. I can't imagine someone I buy one Arike pre-order on my WhatsApp that I just buy something from. And the next thing I'm seeing a personalized thank you message in my mail. I'll feel like, wow, I will want to work with you because I know that my data is protected. Thank you. You don't know how excited I am to hear this because I know many people that even where I work, I know quite a number of people that are doing other side hustle just from WhatsApp. So I know if they hear this, just having to do that to their customer, we make the customer feel important.
I know it's a public podcast, but I will say there's a way with entrepreneurs need to start thinking, right? Let me tell you, when I started my own thing, right, I was also paying for like two. One was for my own email, and then one I used to change. I'll call it info ads. I'll change it tomorrow to maybe support ads.
Okay.
So you can imagine you getting an email from support
ads. Maybe you have one.
And you're wondering,
customer service
you're selling shoes. How am I getting support
ads?
You understand?
It's beautiful.
It just let you understand that this person is serious with the business.
Yes.
You understand?
It gives this corporate look.
And then you do mails every month with your catalog to your customers, and they can see your signature and everything. It just makes more sense. Like this is a business to deal with.
Than just thanks for your patronage on WhatsApp all the time.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
So those are like the little things that helps business to scale.
Wow.
It helps business to scale a lot and all of that. So we need to start changing the mindset and understanding that investment in your business is not only your time. You understand? It's getting the right information and using it.
So I'm so interested in this 7,000 thing. Is this something that you can just go online and do yourself, or they need to come contact you?
If they want to contact us, that's fine. But no, everybody can go online and do that.
Okay.
We don't, like I said, it's a free word.
Oh, thank you so much for that information.
It's everywhere online.
Thank you so much for that information. Okay, Mr. Ayoola, let's talk about social media and businesses. We can all attest to the fact that social media has helped to put businesses beyond borders, just as the name of this podcast. So what can you say about that? And how do you think business can utilize social media more?
Okay, so in terms of wider reach, definitely social media comes in play because it helps you to reach a larger audience, right? Let's pick the popular ones. If you pick the Instagrams, the Facebook, and all of that, WhatsApp, WeChat, all of those social media platforms. So they help you with that wider range of reaching people.
Okay.
They even have features like ads, right, where you're able to then get more impressions or more visibility, right? That's like the major importance of social media. Just more visibility to your business, right? Now, what you do with that in terms of what kind of content so social media is all about content, dishing out content, right?
Okay.
So what your content entails is a different ballgame because that's a different whole world. Content creators, writers, coming up with that content, cinematographers building that content for you to push out, right?
Okay.
But the platform social media itself is a medium to then reach the larger audience. You understand? So I'm in Nigeria, but I'm able to push my business to people in South America, in North America, because of social media. I can do ads I can focus my ads to a particular location, to a particular location. And, that brings me to the point where we must understand that these are all forms of technology.
Okay.
Digital marketing.
Yes.
Is a form of technology. So it's not all about, because we have to dead that notion of it's all about coding.
Yes.
Do you understand? Because it's an aspect of technology. So technology has various aspects. You understand? There is the enterprise aspect, there is the software engineering, the product aspect, there is the media. So there are different angles in technology.
Yeah, even
right?
the designing.
Exactly. These are different technology sets that we have. So social media is good in terms of helping us push out data, what we do and all of that. But at the same time, the sense that must come in play here is the knowing when to move people away from social media to your business now.
Okay, not just them enjoying your content,
so you understand,
and not coming to buy what you
understand. So because if you meet me on social media and we start an engagement there should be somewhere
you're leading me to,
where you now come to really do business with me.
Okay.
Somewhere where I can securely do my business with you. You go on Instagram, people advertise their stuff and then they tell you DM, and then you go into their DMs, oh, how much is this stuff? And then they tell you, and it's still open in a way, if you understand. But when you now want to interact with that person on a more critical level, there has to be a point where you now take them to. So that's why you're moving them from social media to a more secure location.
Okay.
But yes, social media does its own job in terms of helping us push what we do to the
But it's not left for us to bring people down to our businesses. Definitely. Okay. So it is not enough that you create content, that you dance. That leads me to this. Can you tell us what are those things that a business page on social media should look like? Is it because now that I said that it is not enough to just dance and do all of those things and all lead, that just made me think that, okay, maybe you can tell us what or how a business social media page should look like. Like when you see it, what would prompt you to want to do business with them?
Fantastic question, right? And I think before I answer that, I think that would bring me down to understanding social media and what they are known for.
Okay.
Right. Now, you cannot advertise every business on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Do you understand? You cannot advertise every business on Instagram. So, for example, how easy do you think it will be to advertise a tech servicing company on Instagram? Okay. Would you stay long on that page?
Depends on the content.
You said on the content. No matter how engaging. How long would you stay on that page? You wouldn't stay too long.
Also have something to learn, something.
You understand? It's different from maybe I'm advertising, like you said, I'm a dance instructor.
Oh, how we be glued there. Because I want to learn the new dance step.
Something like that. So you see that most times when it comes to the more corporate side of businesses, you would find them on LinkedIn more. Do you understand?
Yes.
The business do their advert on LinkedIn because that's where their customers are. You understand? So the personnel are on LinkedIn. That's where they are. You want to get a corporate job, where are you putting your profile?
On LinkedIn, not
definitely, right? So things like that, you'll find them on LinkedIn.
Yes.
If I do the other side of the business, more commercial side of it,
then go to
you
Instagram,
go to Instagram, you go to Facebook,
Twitter,
TikTok, and all of those things like that. So you'll see that that's how each of those platforms really, really are, and all of that. Now, in terms of, so that will also then inform the kind of content you are pushing out.
Oh.
So if I have an insurance company, for example, right? That's my company, and I want to push content. I can really just go to LinkedIn and just put it there to say, you know what, we're selling comprehensive insurance 5% in 2 minutes. That's good content for LinkedIn. You understand? Somebody says, oh, wow, I can buy this in 2 minutes. Boom, dude, does the business. If you come to Instagram, it won't sell. Nah, it won't, because the audience on Instagram wants something different. So for the audience on Instagram, you might have to imbibe the use of animations.
Yes.
Just to sell the same insurance.
Something dancing and singing.
So something that first, before they even probably listen to what you're selling, they are captivated by the image. So the image keeps them there for a while. And
before they now see, okay, this is what you're selling actually.
And then they can now engage. Do you understand? So that's like two different models. So like I said, the platform will determine the kind of content you chunk out.
You will. Okay.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, thank you very much for the response. Now I want to come back to the professionals in your industry. So do you have like a governing board? Because I've noticed that I've had it not once, not twice, that they've called in an expert from your industry, a tech bro or a Texas, to help do something for an organization. And at the end of the day, you see them absconding, or they will do half job. To do follow up will be problem. You will call them, they are not available. Is that they are in Singapore? Because you guys don't have the same problem that we have. Most time you hear a tech person saying, my problem is that they are launching a new product in Indonesia and I don't want to go. That's not my problem. So you guys have a different problem entirely. So is there somewhere we can go to lodge our complaint about professionals in your industry?
Okay, so lawyer up.
Like is that like an ethics that governs
lawyer up? That's what I would say. So tech is a global industry, right? And it's also, as much as it is also an economic industry. So which means one way or the other is still also guided by the economy of different countries, right? Different countries have different items within the law that protect the country in terms of, because tech is all about data, right? And so anything you do within the tech space is about data.
And data is life.
You're exchanging data, you're sending data, you're receiving data, you're showing data, and all of that. So every country literally have data protection laws. So globally, yes, we have GDPRs, we have ISOs, we have all of those different data protection laws globally. That Nigeria has NDPR. You understand? We have different laws like that guides what the tech industry does. So that's on the side. So that's what a legal personnel would probably lean on. So what I say to organizations most times is when you are engaging businesses, there's something called NDAs. You understand? There's something called SLAs.
Agreement.
You understand? So the service level agreement, SLAs, there's NDAs, non-disclosure. So for example, you are contracting a company to build you a product. You have an NDA for it.
Yes. So
that your product stays. They don't use your product for something else, right? And all of that. There's something called SLA, service level agreement, in terms of what are the agreements for these engagements. If you're done, we're getting this back. We're getting this back. We're getting this back. Then we'll pay you this, we'll get this back. So all of those are, like I said, lawyer up. So these are documents and lawyers will draft out for. Every lawyer knows that already. Corporate lawyers, maybe. They draft that out, and then between the company, the business, and the tech person, even if it is just one person, a tech person, a freelancer, you understand, they have to be legally binded on that agreement. You understand? So it puts the business on a very good side, so that if you have fulfilled your own obligation to the engineer or to the tech person, they also should fulfill their obligation back to you. For example, when somebody builds a platform and then they have your codes should be stored on a repository. And then you should have access to your repository and have access to all the credentials of the repository, right, as an administrator. So that when he's done, if you are retaining him as maybe the support engineer, he stays on. But if not, you can decide to chunk him out, and then you own your repository. And then you can maybe invite another person as collaborator and all of that on that repository. Do you understand? So that sort of protects your business in terms of what you do. Now, if you look at it on the enterprise level, the enterprise organizations are very smart in how they structure their thing. They make sure that in setting up any enterprise system, you don't set it up as the vendor, the engineers. You set it up as the business. Do you understand? So the engineers come into your business.
To set it up, not them setting it up for the business.
Do you understand? So which means you want to deploy an ERP, CRM, and all of that. We set it up as your organization. Then you give us like an access to do the work. When we're done doing the work, you chunk up the access. That's on an enterprise level. You see what I'm saying? That $7 or 7,000. It gives you that That's how high it can be.
Okay.
But when it comes to building websites, building applications, because that is something you build from scratch,
Yes.
right? You still need to be able to have a control in terms of where they will be storing those information, and then you have full control over it.
Okay.
Is important.
That is the repository you talk about.
You understand?
Okay.
Where your repository, where they are going to be hosting your platforms, all of those information. So you just have access to them.
Okay.
Right. So but the thing is, you have legal binding documents, SLAs,
And
NDAs, and non-compete in some cases. Depends on what the engagement is about.
Okay.
So for example, SLAs are service level agreements. What are you doing for me?
Okay.
When you're done, what am I collecting from you?
Okay.
Sign to it.
Okay.
What is my own obligation to you to make you give me? My own obligation is I pay you 50% upfront, 50% after.
Okay.
The moment you get your 50% and I've tested the platform, you give me back all credentials. Sign.
Okay.
NDA is, you are building me a product. Please, I must not see that product somewhere else. I must not see that idea with somebody else.
And that happens a lot. You will sell something to a tech person to make for you. After, even before you see your own, someone else already have it. And when you make your findings, it is the same guy you sold it to that created that.
So that's where NDA comes in. Non-disclosure agreement. So don't disclose what I've done for you. And then and then you have non-compete within business. Maybe you cannot do it. You are working with me because you might have a tech person as your staff.
Okay.
And then maybe he leaves your company, goes to another company. Yeah, non-compete. You cannot
sell ideas.
Something like that. So those are like very critical, and that's where lawyers come in.
Okay.
So when you push that to a tech person and they are fighting against it already, that's a red flag already.
Oh, so don't even work with them.
Run away from this person.
Oh, thank you so much. Now let me get to what I will call my final question to you. What is that thing as a tech expert that you would want to say to, I'll put them in two categories, or let me say three, to like big businesses, like the enterprise you talk about, to entrepreneurs, maybe they only have 2 staff or they are even just themselves running their thing. And what is your advice to an individual? I don't have a business, but I find, just like I told you earlier, that there was a time I don't want to use ChatGPT because I think I'll be underutilizing my brain. So what can you say to those 3 sets of people?
So let's start from the entrepreneurs, the one starting up, right? One of the things I also say to people is, as much as let's balance it, right? We've talked about the fact that you should leverage on systems that can help you improve your business. At the same time, you don't also want to incur for your business expenses that are not making it. Right? So I've seen businesses where people spend a lot they pay for everything.
Okay.
Right? Which is good. You are spending 1,000 something to do digital adverts. You are spending this to do that. And then
the 1,000 is in dollars, right?
Exactly.
Tech people.
And then you are doing this and that. Now look at it. You are spending so much money.
Okay.
Right. Thinking this is how you can help your business,
grow
and all of that. But by the time you're looking at it, what you are earning and what you are spending is not matching, because what you are earning is lower.
You're spending more than you earn.
So for businesses, like I said, you don't need to do everything at first. One thing that is important to a business at first is, number one, your delivery to your customers, the integrity of your delivery, and then the speed of your delivery. That's number one. Number two is the continuous engagement. You understand? Those are key things. So, which means if I'm starting a business, if I'm going to even spend anything, it should be just focused on that.
Okay.
How can I keep my customer? How can I deliver faster for my customers?
Okay.
Right. Just before we started this podcast, I was talking to our director behind the scene as to a particular payment plan for the suite of editing tools he uses. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because it might take you 5 hours to edit something because you're trying to maneuver the unpaid version of that tool.
Just like you said to.
So then you are using a much more paid version. You can deliver the same job that you will have done in 3-4 days in 5 hours. So when you do a customer's job and you do a shoot by 1, you are delivering the result by 8 p.m. That's a different ball game.
Okay.
The customer says it's very fast.
And then
It
they
brings
refer you.
So if you look at that, right, that payment for that particular tool is fine for you.
Because it brings
It's
in
critical
more.
for you at that time. And that's the only thing you need.
Okay.
You don't have business paying for something, paying for what you don't need.
Okay.
But that is critical for your business. So entrepreneurs, when you look at it, right, as much as we try to use free things, limit free things, but make sure that whatever you're paying for is what
It's
is
worth
like
it.
the heart of what you do.
Okay.
If it's not the heart of what you do, you don't have any business delving
Trying
into
to
it.
have
It will just
all-
help your business, and that's especially for tech tools, right? As much as possible. So that's very critical for entrepreneurs. Now, for large business, like I said earlier, enterprise, big organizations, right? They have the money to spend. So they are more, the issue with them is not the money.
Okay.
You understand? The issue with them is about which system do I need.
Oh.
You understand? Somebody has money to spend, they can pay for every tool you bring out to them.
But they are not
Whether you
sure
bring
of
Microsoft
what.
or SAP or Google or Oracle or whatever, they can pay for anyone,
Okay.
right? But that's where the importance of tech expertise comes in,
Okay.
right? And that's why most times, many tech personnel, right, are very skilled in their tech side or whatever it is they do. But we lack or we don't win businesses because we don't get to understand the business. So I can go and sit with a CEO of an industry and I'm saying, this tech can help you. And he's asking me, this tech you're saying will help me. This is what I do in my business. How does it correlate?
Okay.
So there's a place of me understanding your business.
So that I can give you what you
understand
really
and I
need.
give you what you need. Now, when you one thing I do that is very funny to most businesses that I've sat with is I try not to impose. I have experience with a couple of industries. I'm not only a Microsoft expert person.
Okay.
Do you understand? But I also have skills in other systems.
Okay.
Right. So most times when I go to customers and I'm talking to them, one of the things I try to do is when I understand their need and I try to understand their financial position also.
No, that is
Do you
important.
understand? It's very key for me. I know what you want. I actually know what you want.
But can you afford?
But I also know your financial. So when I'm talking to you and I'm giving you, suggestions or consulting for you as to what you need, I'm also doing that on a level of what I
Your
know,
financial
where the business is,
capability.
where the financial capacity of that business is, and I will tell you what is possible.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what you need now.
What you can.
What is
work
critical
with
for your
for
business
now.
that can help you move, right? And all of that. And most times businesses appreciate it because number one, when you can interpret their business need and tell them what is possible for it, it just makes more sense.
Yes.
See, that's how to win the big guys in the industry. You understand? Because most people just come and say, this will work for you. And then, most CEOs or chairmen of businesses, some of them might not even have time to maybe scrutinize what you're saying. They just, okay, no problem, pay for it. And then after 1 year, it's not working.
Yeah.
They're not getting the value. And then somebody else comes in and is trying to give them a different solution. So you see businesses have gone through 2-3 solutions doing the same thing. And one of those solutions would have done the work well. It just requires somebody to be able to help them interpret it well in their business.
To suit the business.
So
even tech have its own like a personalized. Oh, okay.
So that's why I said to enterprises, your approach to technology comes from a point of knowledge.
Okay.
So you know your business better. It's two ways. You might want to also understand the technology so you can make your decision. From a technology side also, can you try to understand the business
so that you
everybody meets together and we're giving you the right tool that you need.
Okay.
Understand? And that's how it should be.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure that our viewers have learned not just one or two things today, because I can tell you that our guest today is rich, not just rich in dollars like tech bro are, but even rich in knowledge. Like he has given us enough for us to work with. If you are a startup, like he said, go for things that are important. Look at your business. What exactly do I need now? And just like he said, let us invest in this tech. Don't just use free things that won't cover for all you need or that don't have the enough security that you need for your customer. That goes a long way. So for all of us that have tuned in today, we really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. And remember to also follow Royal Integrated Ventures on all our social media pages. We have our Instagram, we have our Twitter, we have our Facebook, we have TikTok, and just try to follow us. We are giving you value here. I'm sure you've learned a lot from our guest today. And we promise to give you more that will help your business. Just like the podcast says, this is business beyond borders. We want to lift your business from wherever you are watching from to all over the world. Thank you for tuning in. Till we meet again next time. My name is Dami, and I love you. Bye.
Thank you.